Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Dave coming to you from the dog yard here in Southern Maryland. It is Wednesday afternoon. It's getting close to evening. It's about 5:30, 5:45 on Wednesday afternoon. It's 82 degrees. It's a hot and humid 82 degrees, too. It got up to 85 today. Too hot for April 30th. Like I've said to you before, I'm not a heat guy, and I'm really not a heat and humidity guy. So that's a little bit hot for me for April. But anyway, no complaining about it. It's not going to do any good. So it's cool off a little bit tomorrow. We got a touch of rain overnight, not enough to really move any rain gauges, but enough to make it just saturated for humidity today. But anyway, I've already got some good dog pictures for you already. Anyway, we're smoking the Perdomo 30th anniversary. This is in my honorable mention 4, not my top 10. I punch cut it. Boy, the punch cut blew it up. Pulled the cap off, basically. So I can't tell if the cap was soft or if my punch is getting dull. We'll find out over the next few days. Well, here's a Wednesday dog update. I know it looks way different than the Monday dog update. And Echo's new hole is she's enlarging quite nicely. She almost get her whole head down in there now. Uh-oh. They've had their dinner, so they're just out having fun for the evening now. There's the little hole. See, she's made it quite big in the last 2 days. And then there's Chance over there being Chance. Not too interested in anybody today. All right, well, there's your Wednesday evening dog roundup. Echo's decided she wants to start to work on another hole. You would think it's the puppies doing it, but nope. And it's right next door to her other hole. She's making like a community of combat holes. They were doing tandem dog rolling a minute ago. So we're going to issue a little rant warning here because I got a good one tonight. I don't normally bitch on the channel, but I'm going to tonight. So it's about my mother-in-law's roof. We're on day 2 of the project, and it's the simplest roof. It's a low pitch. It's not steep. It's basically a 1-pitch roof with a tiny 4-pitch roof on the one end. The guy asked to do it is a friend of ours. We've done 10 projects with him. We've referred him to 20 other families. I mean, it's not like I found this guy on an internet pop-up ad. We just had kind of one screw up after another these last 2 days. So it turns out he's too busy to do it. So he just farmed it off to this little guy, Victor, little El Salvadorian guy. Good guy. I've gotten to know him in the last 2 days. You know, Adam's fired, and I'm just dealing with Victor now. But you know, he just Victor has his own. So I met Victor a few times. You know, Adam said, "Hey, Victor's going to be there at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning." I said, "Well, I'll be there to meet him." Rolled up at 10. Turned out Adam made that up. Victor had never said he'd be there at 7. He had to go get 2 guys and get the crew set up and get everyone briefed and bring him on site. So, he thought he was showing up on time. Here I am sitting there 3 hours waiting for him. So I was not in the best of moods. And then at the end of the day yesterday, he said, "Hey, can we start work early? Can we start work at 6:30?" I said, "Yeah, we can make sure mom's awake and everyone's kind of ready for you." I said, "You have a crew with one 19-year-old and one 20-year-old. You're going to get them both up in time and get them to work and get them on site by 6:30? I don't think so." They showed up at 8. And I said, "Hey, the shingles you said are going to be delivered at noon today. We talked about that yesterday. I just want to make sure the shingles are still scheduled for delivery at noon today." He goes, "Yeah, but don't worry. I just ordered the same color that's on the roof now." I'm like, "Oh my God." We specifically told Adam not to do that. We gave him a very explicit brand, color palette, and color selection. And he's like, "Well, he never sent it to me." So I said, "Well, we've got to cancel the current order, cancel the current delivery, and find us, this brand." And it caused a bit of a kerfluffle, but we actually got the supply store on the phone. Found out what he had on hand. And it turned out he had architectural light gray. Perfect looking, by the way. But the architecture, is supposed to be a little bit more than the 3-tab. And so he charges for the whole roof. He upped it $600 for the supplies. I said, "That's awesome." So and he goes, "I don't know if I can get them to you today or not. I got to unload the truck that's loaded and load the truck." And I said, "Just let us know." Well, they're supposed to deliver at noon. They delivered the proper ones at 2 o'clock today, so we were only off by 2 hours. But I told Victor, do not touch them. Don't allow them. Don't put them on the roof. Don't allow the delivery truck to unload them on the roof. Don't split open any packs until my wife comes over here and okays what's on the truck. And it was funny. He's like, "Well, we just told you it was going to be on the truck." I was like, No. You told me what you think is going to be on the truck. And the supply manager said what he thinks is going to be on the truck. But I don't know if the baboons can talk to the chimpanzees, can talk to the guys loading the trucks. For all I know, you guys all are talking past each other. So I want to see what shows up on the truck before you do anything to it. And God bless Victor. When the delivery truck pulled up, he called me. We drove over. We opened up the first pack. It was perfect. My wife was happy. The roof project can go back on track. The reason I tell you the story is I've asked you in the past how things affected you personally and not just this global YouTube bullshit story about, taxes or Trump or tariffs or, loss of rights or whatever. But this is an example for me of the not give a shit world punching me in the face. I just feel like we're getting more and more into a world where nobody cares about what they do. Nobody cares about the job or the quality of how they proceed. This is when it punched me in the face yesterday and today. This is a buddy of mine that we've used many times to just dump the job off on somebody else. Rather than just telling me I can't do it, hey, if I were you, I'd call Victor. And I would have called Victor and we'd done it. No, he's got to act like he's doing it and take his piece and hide the fact that he dumped it off to Victor. Like I wasn't going to find out. I mean, come on. It just really be the last time I work with this guy for sure, forever. And I'll never refer him again. I just don't know why are more and more people going down that road? And I find this young El Salvadorian guy who's great, grateful for the job, glad to have it. Got 2 young guys on his crew. They're excited to be there. They're ready to make money. But my white American friend, the guy I've been friends with for 25 years, he's the one that doesn't give a shit anymore and is trying to screw me. I just what is going wrong with the world? All the dogs are doing rollovers and back scratches and don't know what's going on. What's gotten into my dogs? At least they're not being cows. So I got Sasha under there. She's actually turning the corner in the left hand facing foxhole now. She's so far down in there you can't even see her head. It's turning to the left. There it is. See that? Look at that crazy thing. That 80-pound dog can basically disappear in there. And not to be outdone, Echo's decided to go back to work on this foxhole. I don't know what is making them to be so much diggers lately. Anyway, I'll end this frustrated rant with it's just it's a weird combination where I find more and more people that I come in contact with just don't give a shit about timelines or quality of work or gratitude they have a job. And at the same time, the guy at Five Guys, Burgers and Fries, wants me to give him a tip for telling the guy behind him to put a burger in a bag for me and hand it to it. I just find, those two things are such a jaw for me. At least I don't know. I find it frustrating as I go through the last 5 or 8 years how few people care. Waiters, waitresses, service people, kind of wherever we are. They're just fewer and fewer. Not everybody, not all of them. And we all have examples of the great ones. But by and large, more and more just don't care. You're supposed to give them 20, 30, 40% tips now. And they're auto-calculated at many times. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm going to be done with that little rant. But it just had an incredibly frustrating yesterday and an incredibly frustrating start to today. Now, the rant should say we're on track. The roof was looking great. They did a great job doing all the roof prep. The tear-off went great. They patched any of the bad wood. They rolled out the felt. They did a really nice job. And now they're up there putting shingles on. So, as the story ends here at 6 o'clock Wednesday, they'll probably be done by tomorrow night. Might be a day behind schedule. We'll see. But it does end well. And the price bid is the price I'll pay. But anyways, it's a really frustrating example of somebody, especially somebody who is close to us, really just trying to screw us and hide it from us. You just don't. I guess this one comes from those closest to you. It really stings more than when it's just some random donkey. I think that'll end it. This is Chance. That's Chance. This is the guy that could barely walk a week ago. Price put the whole world on CBD oil, apparently. What a change. I started him on Easter Sunday. Was that 10 days ago? Maybe 11 days ago? Amazing. So we'll switch over to the horse farm. I got a couple really nice videos I want to show you, so I'll just stop and show them to you here. One is the field across the street from us. They grew red clover as a winter cover crop, and it bloomed really pretty. And then our front field, it's just like a buttercup field. And so you can see the buttercup field, and then you can look across the street, see the red clover. It looks pretty good. If you're a Redskins fan, it looks like we're trying to be a Redskins team fan, which I'm not, but it does look like it. So I want to show you that real quick. So the field next to our farm has red clover. It looks pretty cool. I don't see this very often. This is cover crop until they get ready to plant their summer corn or wheat or soybean. So here's a good shot. Look at all the buttercups in our front field. And then you got that red clover way out there. It almost looks like we're trying to be a Redskins jersey. And on another farm note, my wife got her first gooseneck trailer hitching and driving lesson today. She did really well. So we had to hitch it, and we had it where I showed it to you before. It's parked right in front of our horse barn. We need to move it out to the trailer section. But she wanted to be a part of it, so we said, well, let's just make it. Why don't you do it, and I'll teach you how to do it. So she pretty much, I backed it up so that the ball was under the hitch, under the gooseneck. But once we got that done, she did the rest. She got it. She got the hitch motor powered up and got the hitch lowered and locked the collar lock and locked to the collar lock ring and hooked up the lights. You know, put the jack foot all the way up. She drove the trailer. She turned it into the field and turned it into where it belonged. And I did the guide her in, but she drove it, got it done, and got it unhitched. So I was really proud of her. It's a big one for her today before she heads off to Sarasota. So nice little time on the farm today. All right, guys, I got probably gonna be a little bit offensive here. So if you're not in the mood for that, I'm gonna give a life observation. Not really a CEO school item. It's sort of a life item, and kind of fired up from my rant, so I'm gonna say it probably in a way that's slightly offensive. So if you're just not in the mood for that today, totally get it. Click off. Go find a video you enjoy watching, because I do want to talk about something that punched my wife in the face this morning, and it's something that drives me nuts, and I'm surrounded by it in my life. The people I go do CEO school with, I see it on the YouTube videos quite a bit, and it's just something I want to address. So if you're not in the mood for life advice today, move on, because I get it. All right, guys, if you're still here, I think I just changed up in my head how I want to say it, but a lot of people around me, if your life is happy and you're good and you're meeting your goals and you are where you want to be in life, you can quit watching this, because this ain't for you. But if you feel like you're struggling, if you're not attaining goals, if you're not setting goals, if you're kind of stuck in place, if month after month or year after year you just struggle to catch traction, guys, the thing I hear the most, even on the videos that I watch with all of you and other YouTube videos and the people I counsel and the people in my family and the people I'm around, most of them are time wasters. And so the big one is, I guess the marquee should read, stop wasting time. Stop wasting time. Where I meant to go with that was, get your ass out of bed in the morning. That's probably the single greatest offense of people that aren't where they want to be in life, is they just can't get their ass out of bed. So if you're struggling to get somewhere, get rid of the snooze button, get rid of the rollover, get rid of this, I just wanted to lay in bed another hour, and then a slow morning. I'm married to this. Get out of bed kind of whenever she feels like getting out of bed, and then wants a slow morning roll into the day. Well, that means it can be 9, 10, 10:30 before she's ready to get on the day. And I sense there's a lot of that out there, and there's a lot of that in the people I counsel with. Just people say, I don't know how to motivate myself to get out of bed. I don't know how to get started and get rolling in the morning. I got to tell you, that's the skill you just have to master if you want to change things. And the best way I found was get out of bed. At least till the covers back and stand up. And that's a huge first step in the day. And if you're just a sleeper, if you just cherish your morning slowness, then pick a day, whether, I don't care what day of the week it is, but maybe one day a week, but not all of them. I just sense there's so much just hard to get up in the world. I sense it out there. I see it. I mean, those closest to me. For those of us on the East Coast, I get up at 5 in the morning, and I'm done with all my morning routines by 7 in the morning. And so it's usually pretty hard for someone to have, some life event to have punched me in the face before 7 in the morning East Coast time. My God, if you're on Pacific time and you're a sleeper inner and a slow starterer, and it's 10, 11 o'clock before you're really ready to move, that's 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. over here. There's plenty of time for life to punch you in the face while you're doing that. So if you want to accomplish more in your life, stop wasting time and get out of bed. So simple. Not easy. I know several people have a tough time with mornings. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know why I'm such a freak that I enjoy getting up early. But I sense a lot of people waste time, either with TV or YouTube. There's some irony, huh? YouTube videos, I beat to death the professional or sports, watching hours and hours of sports every week. So if you sleep in, have a slow start, and watch sports 20 hours a week, you're kind of done. Now, if you're happy and that's your life, that's fantastic. I'm only talking to the people who feel like they're struggling and can't attain to the next level, or get action items closed, or get the to-do list done. And I sense there's just a lot of that out there and out in the world. Anyway, so the story from this morning is we had to be over at Mom's at 6:30 to meet this roofers. Turned out we didn't need to be there till 8. So that was another conversation we had with the roofer. So tomorrow's another start at 6:30. He says, I'm not going to get there till 7 probably. But my wife, knowing we had to be over at Mom's at 6:30, which is only a 5-minute drive, gets out of bed at 6:25 and runs downstairs and pours herself a to-go cup of coffee and jumps in the car and says, I'm ready. Okay. We drive over there, and the shingle nightmare blows up, and it turns out one of the solutions was she could drive to the shingle store and actually talk to the guy, but she had appointments starting at 10 o'clock. She says, well, I haven't brushed my teeth, I haven't washed my face, I didn't get dressed, I haven't even drank my cup of coffee, and if I have to go attack this problem, it kind of screws up my whole day, and I was smart enough to go, wow. What I should have said, no, as a husband, it's not what I should have said, but what I wanted to say was, well, if you'd gotten up a half hour early and gotten dressed and washed your face and done your hair and been ready, that way when a problem presented itself at 8 o'clock, you could have banged it out and been done by 9 and still made your 10 or 10:30 appointment. I didn't say that. She came to that of her own conclusions, by the way. The fact that I'm making this video 12 hours later is testimony that I did not say it to her. But that's just one example of just had to sleep into that literally to the last minute, and then sprint through and be completely unready if any problem arose. And today one did, and it was a big one, and only she could solve it because she was the only one who could approve the color of the shingles. Now, luckily, through intelligent discussion with our roofer, the actual roofer, and the manager of the supply store, we were able to do texts of photos and pallets, and we were able to get it done. But she must have blown up her whole day by this much for 30 minutes of sleep. Can't do that. You also have to stop having these, I don't know where the day went. I had a totally unproductive day. I just didn't feel like doing anything today. I just didn't have the energy to do it today. You've got to fight through that. You can't blow entire days. And some I've heard, have had 2 or 3 days in a row like that. Some have weeks like that. Again, if you're happy, Chance, it's Mom. Chance is an intruder alerting Mom pulling up. Chance, you're good. So anyway, I'm going to stop that rant now too. So that's my only point. Stop wasting time. And the easiest way is stop the snooze button. Get your ass out of bed and get moving every morning. The last piece I'll say is, my God, don't leave anything from yesterday. Don't leave yesterday's shit pile on the floor for to clean up today. Get your shit done today so that tomorrow you can deal with new things and move forward. Wow, that's enough of a rant. Sorry, guys. So I've got no reason, no justification to be upset about all this because the roofing story ended well. We upgraded the roof, got the right color. They're relatively on schedule. They might add a day to it, but I don't really care. And our weather's perfect. I hit my day trading goal plus some all 3 days this week so far. So I'm having an awesome day, an awesome week in the market. My dogs are healthy. My son is happy. Mom, the CBD oil is really helping Mom. You saw a chance in the rollover video. My life is great. So I really shouldn't be here, getting all upset about a dumb roofer and people sleeping in when they should be doing something. So anyway, I just want to kind of end my video that way tonight. And that is how we will end the video tonight. So you guys, it's Wednesday. I hope you guys have had a good week. You got 2 more days. I know Morg said it's his Friday night, so happy weekend to you, Morg. Yeah, and just try to work on not wasting time unless you want to waste it and it doesn't affect you in any way. Guys, and let's wrap it up. Let's call that a video. So may God... All right. May God bless you and the lives around you. May God turn his ear to hear your prayer. May God make his face shine upon you. Guys, that's it. Have a good night. We'll probably talk again tomorrow on Thursday. Good night, everybody.